Big Time Boxing is back in Brighton. It's Harlem Eubank leading the charge. Friday, November the 10th, he takes on the toughest test of his career to date. Timo Schwarzkopf is the opponent. It's live on Channel 5, and today the fellas go face to face. Harlem, Timo, thank you both for joining us. Harlem, start with yourself. Is this the biggest test in your career to date?
Most definitely. Timo is proven. He's got a great resume. He's a solid fighter and a tough test. And my biggest test thus far that I will overcome on the 10th of November.
Timo, talk about going into the Lion's Den. You're going fighting a Eubank in Brighton. How does that make you feel?
Yes, I feel good, and I'm very thank you to become this chance to prove myself and to show you what I can.
What do you know about Harlem as a fighter?
I see his fights, and I look his fights very good, and he's good. He's a good fighter, and yeah.
He's a good fighter, but it must be a fight you believe you can win. Coming over, you wouldn't come over for a fight you wouldn't think you could win?
Yeah, I think he's not fight opponent who I am.
Yeah.
I fight much better opponents in my career, and about my last fight, I fight Miguel Vasquez.
Mm-hmm.
He's very strong, and I think his last opponent was not so good.
Fair comment, or something that you want to pick up on?
He's fought at a high level. Stars make fights, and this is a fight I'm ready for. I'm not looking at his, last opponents. I'm looking at him and what he can present in the ring, and I know what I can bring, and that's what I'm ready to show people on the 10th of November.
I guess the question would be back to yourself. What do you think of Timo Schwarzkopf as an opponent? When you look at his last fights, what do you take from him?
He's a good fighter. He's fought good opposition, and he's a fighter that will get me towards where I want to be in the sport, and will get me to a high level. He's fought at a higher level than me, and it's a big challenge for me, and one that I'm going to relish, and one that I'm going to show people where I'm at in the sport. Given the challenge that he presents, it's a big opportunity for me, and I'm ready to showcase what I can do.
There's a lot being made about Brighton, and rightly so, and there will be a lot more in the coming weeks. What is Timo potentially taking away from you if he comes to win this fight?
We put everything on the line in this sport. It's it's do or die. That's what this sport's all about. So every fight, every time you go in the ring, you're fighting for that, and this is no different. This is the fight that's going to propel me onto the world stage, and that's what I'm ready for. That's the obstacle he presents on that night, 10th of November. I'm excited. It's in my home city, and so I'm ready to do it in front of my home people. The biggest test so far in my career, back home where it belongs, in Brighton.
Timo, you've seen obviously a few of Harlem's most recent fights. Could you pick out one thing he does well, and one thing that maybe you can look to exploit from what you've seen? One good thing and one bad thing from Harlem's game.
Yeah, Harlem know what he said. I think he have seen my fights and know who I am, but he don't know I changed my camp, my training camp, and my trainers, and I wait long time for this chance to come to UK and make a big fight, and now it's the time is coming. Yeah.
What does it do for your career if you can beat Harlem Eubank in Brighton?
This is for me, if I beat Harlem, it's for me a big step. He's a newcomer for boxing. We don't know what happened in the ring. He fights every time not the toughest opponent, but we will see. We will see what happened.
If you take a look at Harlem, what do you see as a fighter? What kind of fighter is Harlem? What do you see in him?
I see a sympathetic guy. He's okay, and I think we have a very big fight. I know he's good. He's strong, and he train every day very much. But in the fight, we must have big heart and the perfect timing, you know. And if this coming, then we will see what happened.
You're his toughest test to date. Where does Harlem rank in your opponents? Is he the toughest opponent?
No, it's not the toughest opponent. It's good opponent, but I think I have 3-4 better opponent in my list. I have good fights, big fights, and I have lose, but my lose is going all not wow, you know.
Yeah.
Never can stop me.
Never been stopped?
No.
Never been knocked out?
Never.
Looking to give Timo his first knockout of his career?
So he's tough. He's shown what he can do in there with top opposition. He comes to bring the fight. You know, he fights till the end, and that's what he brings. On fight night, who knows what will happen? You know, if he comes for the knockout, maybe he'll leave gaps and opportunities. So we'll see. We'll see how the fight plays out. But you know, I know I have the potential for the fight to go, you know, longer or shorter, depending on what type of fight it is.
We're going to go into a press conference in a moment. I get the feeling, the sense that there is respect there, although at the same time, both of you very keen to prove what you can do towards the other one. We'll sign these off the way we always do. Would you guys be prepared to shake hands?
Yeah.
May the best man win. On November the 10th, we come to Brighton, and it's going to be a banger on the seaside.